who is in the house already with his popping. You guys, this marriage boot camp, episode number 2. Let me turn on my lighting. Let me turn on my lighting. I got, oh, there we go. So, this marriage boot camp, season 17, episode 32. I'm sorry, episode 2. It was a lot for me. I thought it was a lot going on. The episode kind of like switched 3 different ways. So, kind of like was like, okay, I was in one mood, now I'm in another mood, now I'm in another mood. It was just quite a bit. So I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time going into a whole bunch of details, but I'm going to get in, where I can. So first of all, it started out with A1 and Lyrica coming off the end of their argument. You guys know A1 and Lyrica, they have a really, really tumultuous relationship. I can't understand why it is that they feel like it's okay for them to like be together at this point. I think that relationship with A1 and Lyrica have literally ran its course. Oh, you caught the end? Yes, child. I feel like that relationship have ran the heck out of its course. And I feel like that relationship should be done. They should not still be trying to get together. At the same time, I feel sad for saying that because they are a married couple. And you always want to make sure that things are working with married couples. You know what I'm saying? Well, anyway, so this man, A1, felt like he was not being heard. He felt like Lyrica was pretty much smirking and laughing when he was talking, which she was, but I truly believe that Lyrica was drunk. If you really look in her face on that second episode, you can see that she was clearly faded. Like, I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. The girl was very drunk, okay? And so she was smirking and she did fail to take responsibility for her part. So, A1 going off and I don't want to do this no more. Well, guess what? You still doing it. Dr. Ish was like, why would you give up on the first? You just got here. This is the first day. It's not going to be solved within the first day. So let's just work on it. So when all the couples finally came down and like started to talk to each other, because it's a community show. So when they started to talk to each other, there go A1 sitting on a computer pouting like a little biz naive over the disagreements that him and Lyrica are having instead of still trying to work at it, which I thought was stupid of him. I'm like, this man is just straight B word. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just how it came across. He came across like a whining little boy, who feels like he's entitled to cheat on his wife and she's supposed to just forgive him. Throughout this episode, you kind of get the gist of how many times he's cheated, and it's been a lot. He's been cheating over and over and over and over again. And I did see that A1, when he was holding his phone, he had diamonds and rhinestones all on his nails. I mean, what type of energy is he giving me? Again, like I said last time, I'm going to say it again this time. You give it me GAY LGBTQIA plus community vibes. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I was looking at A1 very, very suspect on this episode when I saw them nails. I had to say, what is going on here? Okay. So, girl, yeah. So anyway, so eventually the couples, they start, warming up to each other, and Dr. Ish calls them all out. So their exercise for the day is to do a rap battle. I thought that A1 and Lyrica did exceptionally well with their lyrics during the rap battle. I thought Lyrica expressed her pain like, please believe me, I got enough to feed a new boo. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got enough to move on if I want to move on from you. And I think that Lyrica is low-key already moved on, which is why I think that she's like really disinterested in making things work with A1. As we know, she cheated and she still has people off on the side that she's talking to. And I don't know, for me, the cheating thing is like, okay, well, where did this person go? This person didn't just disappear after you cheated with them. Like, you know what I mean? So I would always have that in the back of my mind if I was thinking about being with somebody who was cheating on me. Well, does that person care about you? I think the part that's being missed is that A1 feels like it's disappeared, and clearly Lyrica can feel that, that it might happen again, because how does that person feel? That person's feelings are being completely discounted during this whole experience. But A1's lyrics seemed very genuine. He was like, you my best friend. I want to make it work. I don't know why we can't do this. let's get through this. And I was just like, wow. What one thing I can say is that I kind of felt like he was putting on just because he is a lyricist. Like you got to be careful with these TV people. You know what I'm saying? They might just be putting on just because they spit lyrics, and they just might be looking for a new opportunity to write for Beyonce or whatever. Cause they write for the stars. They do music for the stars. So I'm like, oh, this nigga trying to write a Neo song in the middle of marriage boot camp. And I don't know if he genuinely means those words, but it was really sweet. And everybody was like, oh, A1, he's trying to be so sweet and so loving and so this and so that. This is the same dude that will walk out, cheat on her, call her all types of fake body this, fake body that. Yeah, he really have knocked her self-esteem down. And it really shows in the way that she deals with A1. So, anyways, after they did they raps, they because the subject for the day was resentment, and I think A1 and Lyrica got a lot of it. So after they did their raps, they let all the families go, all the couples go, and A1 and Lyrica decided to lay around in their room. They did get on the phone with their son Ocean, which is important for the next couple of episodes. But they did get on the phone with Mama Lyrica and their son Ocean, and they were, hey Ocean, boo, hey baby, all that good stuff, right? And that's all good and dandy. But later on in the season, they do use that as a way to just acquire their phones and do something else. Anyway, they laid down, they were pooped out, they were just like, everybody was just relaxing, and not really putting they real back into being a community. You know what I'm saying? So when it came down to like the last bits of the episode, after they relaxed and Dr. Ish and Judge Toller got irritated about that. A1 and Lyrica, they couldn't eat the hot habanero sauce stuff. So they had to eat balut, which is a fertilized chicken, like a fertilized duck egg. And that is a Chinese tradition. I thought it could be a little bit offensive the way that they were reacting. If like Chinese Americans watch this show. But at the end of the day, right, it's not our tradition to just be eating no fertilized duck egg that's halfway alive and halfway like not alive. Like what the hell? So it kind of like struck me as odd. Anyway, they were talking about their issues at that table. It seemed like in this episode they didn't really want to get too much deeper. It seemed like they was like, okay, well, we gave them a scene, so we're done. They pretty much went to try to eat the egg, but it smelled so bad that Lyrica literally didn't even participate in it. I thought that with the lyrics that Lyrica spit out, and that the fact that she's so passionate about it and it means so much to her, I thought she would be gung ho. Yeah, make him eat that. You know what I'm saying? And make it take, put some hot sauce on it so that he can get the full effects of how much he's affecting her and hurting her and how funky he making her feel. But instead, it didn't quite go that way. I don't feel like they fully participated in that activity at all. And I felt like they took like the easy man's way out. I don't think anything is wrong with Lloyd eating, Floyd or Lloyd, whichever one he is, eating hot food. Okay, I really don't. I feel like he took the easy way out. But anyway, by the end of the episode, A1 and Lyrica are chilling. They look like they was actually having a good moment for like the first time in a long time. And then K Michelle comes and puts her issues off on them, leaving Lyrica to be like, no, no, no. So K Michelle came and snatched A1 off the bed and said that she wanted to talk to him alone. And K Michelle went and locked her and A1 in a room alone, which y'all know that sparked all kinds of anger and resentment and jealousy in Lyrica, who is already suffering from low self-esteem because of her issues with A1's cheating. And the end of the episode again left off with an explosion coming out of Lyrica and A1 because of the way that A1 moves and because he doesn't take Lyrica into consideration when he does stuff. And I think that coming into the next episode, it's going to start again with Lyrica and A1 and their BS, arguing up and down and in this house. But they've definitely been making scenes, and so I wouldn't expect nothing less out of those two. So let's move on to Mariah Lynn and Rich Dollars. So, as you guys know, Mariah Lynn doesn't even know where her relationship stands with Rich. She was really, really trying to figure it out on this season of Marriage Boot Camp, but I don't think that any of that stuff worked because I don't feel like Rich's heart was in it. As a matter of fact, a lot of the stuff that they were doing, it seemed like Rich was just going through the motions versus being actually involved in Mariah Lynn's interests and the interests of the relationship. You can tell he was just straight disinterested in all of it, period. He was tired. These couples were tired today. Mariah Lynn came to the room and she was complaining about how small the room was. You know, they're supposed to be in a player palace. You understand? Exactly. Looked forced. That's a perfect term to bring up the way that Rich Dollars and Mariah Lynn's relationship is looking. It looks forced. It looked like he's not enjoying himself there. It doesn't look like he's taking any advantages to have any real fun there with her. It just looked like he's going through the motions, literally. So Mariah Lynn is complaining about the so-called Playa Palace and how it's smaller than the hotel room that they were just quarantined in. But the whole thing about that is a Playa Palace is literally be like a motel room where you boom boom it right quick and you get out. So I don't know if they understood what the concept of the Playa Palace is. But like I said in my last review, I feel like they only chose that name because they thought it was going to be a palace. And I'm glad that it wasn't because you never know what type of tricks Marriage Boot Camp got up their sleeve. Hello. All right. Now, anyway, so they went to do the whole rapping thing. Now, y'all know Mariah Lynn can rap, but she literally was just rapping just to rhyme. I can like her lyrics were not specific, like you don't treat me well. I feel like you're going to die alone and you could go to hell. It wasn't none of that. It was, she said you might die alone, but she's rapping it with general raps like, and I got the best, so you better get it together. You know, things that you would hear people say in real raps, like she was actually rapping. And I wanted to hear more from her rap about the specifics of her complaints about the relationship. That also led me to believe that there's something fishy going on in her and Rich Dollars' water, if you know what I mean. I don't know if this is a real relationship or not. I mean, she already admitted they don't live together. They don't really, you know, do a lot together but have sex. So I don't know if it's a fact that she's in love with him and maybe she just goes with his flow. I really don't know. During Rich's rap, he said some specific things. He basically told her he want to see if it'll work out between them, but that she acts like a thought, basically. In oh so many words, he don't know with the way that she acts if it's real or not, and he wants to be able to know if their relationship is real. Now, one thing that we learned on this, and these are just his raps, mind you. This is him trying to get through the motions. But another thing in his rap that he alluded to is that it can be over. You know what I'm saying? If we don't get it together, it's over. And I think that's one thing that Rich is always leaning towards. Well, this can end. Well, this can be over. Well, I don't know if it's real, so what are we doing? You know, it's always like he's trying to give himself a way out with Mariah Lynn. And I feel like his lyrics was indicative of that as well. Yeah, definitely making excuses and reasons to be exiting this relationship with this young lady. And that's factual, no cap, okay? So he finished rapping, she finished rapping, and she said that she appreciates him letting her know, you know, exactly what his complaints were because he doesn't really communicate with her and talk to her and really tell her what it is that he has going on in his brain, you know, what he's thinking about their relationship. If a man is not communicating with you and telling you, listen, this is what I want from you, baby, meet me here and wear this dress and make sure you act like a lady tonight because I'm trying to take you out. Or, you know, and when y'all go out, he's not sitting at that table discussing how y'all future look and what you want for the future and, you know, what are we working towards? Then it's like, damn, you have to ask yourself, is this just a man that's just going with the flow of life? You know what I'm saying? He's just flowing with the river of life versus trying to make plans to be with you. That's a big deal. And I think that's something that K. Michelle knows. And that's why she's pressing casting so hard. But Mariah Lynn is definitely missing the mark when it comes to her seeing a man that's willing to make plans with you, even if those plans are in his head. It says something that those plans are in his head about you. You know what I'm saying? More than just let's meet up and have sex this night and that night. A plan for the future. So anyway, we also learned that Mariah Lynn have stepped out and been, doing other stuff, or, with other dudes as well. And she put it out there and she said, don't, they have trust issues between them. And that's what both of their raps basically said as well. And Mariah Lynn said, don't act up with me, because the minute you act up with me, I'm gonna act right back up with you. And what was in his raps, or I actually think she said this in another setting, but she said, I don't have to twerk and do all of that, but just like, act right. So I think that there's some things that she does that shows him that she's not wifey material. And those are the things that she's going to have to learn from. As a matter of fact, Michelle came and spoke to her about those things soon after the last exercise was over. But before I get there, let's go into the fact that they went back into their rooms, and Mariah Lynn said that they're being forced to spend as much time together that they're spending together, that this is not normal for them, and that they don't usually get down and spend this much time together. So it was crazy to even hear that, because it's like, okay, well, how are you building a relationship with somebody that you don't spend a full day with? Like, what are you talking about? Have you ever set up and spent the night with your boyfriend or girlfriend? Y'all spend a couple of days together, and it's like, all right, well, babe, I gotta go back to work. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so Mariah, this is day 2. And she's like, oh, well, they're forcing us to spend more time together than we normally spend. What the hell? That's another thing that made me think this might be a fake relationship. I'm like, what? Not a damn day. And you talking about they forcing you to spend more time and interact more than normal. That's weird. Have y'all never went to dinner, then went to a movie, then went home, got it in, woke up the next morning together, went to breakfast, and then, exercised together and had a small talk while watching a movie? And what the hell is going on in this relationship? Doesn't seem like much of a relationship if you ask me. So then, after all the couples got to laying around and all that stuff, they had the second exercise. And Rich and Mariah had to eat peppers, right? Well, exactly, A-Rob, exactly. So Rich and Mariah, they're eating these peppers, but Mariah is going off. So whereas I felt like they might not be in like a real relationship, I started to feel like, well, damn, is this real? Because Mariah Lynn started getting really passionate when she was talking to Rich about the way that he treats her, the way that their relationship is going, him talking to other women in her face. And mind you, he recently did this with Erica Mena on social media, and I think he did it purposely to make Mariah Lynn feel bad, because as you guys know, Mariah Lynn made that post and said he should have just went to marriage boot camp with her. But I don't think he's able to, because Erica Mena was just getting out of a relationship. That wasn't going to be a good look. She'd have to go with Safari at this point, okay? But she was very passionate when she was speaking at the table to Rich. And she was like, I'll ride for you till the wheels fall off. But if you don't ride for me, I got to get out the car. And I think that she's starting to realize, ma'am, he doesn't ride for you, and I felt like that was a big moment for her. If this is a real relationship, definitely speak your piece. Get in there. You got to get in his neck to let him know that you have boundaries in this relationship, and you're not going to go outside your boundaries to be with him. I think that's very important for us as women, period. But also, they've been doing this for 10 years on and off. So she was really young when she got with him, and so was Rich. And I feel like as they're growing older, they have different expectations, and they're still living the same relationship as if they were 10 years ago. And I don't think this relationship is going anywhere. And I can see that it didn't from social media. So anyways, after that, Michelle had to give Mariah Lynn some advice, okay? And she had to straight tell Mariah Lynn, listen, you can holler you a bad bitch all day. That doesn't matter. What matters is the way that you're treated and the way you present yourself. These are things that he should already know, that he should be able to see through your actions. Hollering, I'm a bad bitch, I got some good pee, I got good pee. That's very childish, and it's not going to do anything to help this relationship blossom with no Rich Dollars, because Rich Dollars don't really care about you being a bad nothing, because he just ain't there, sis. Okay, I'm sorry, Mariah. Much as I want to see you win and prosper and have a good relationship, it's not there. And really, if you think about it, Mariah had been dating a Hispanic dude. And remember that Hispanic dude beat her up and took her puppy, took her dog, and she had to go back and get her dog after she filed a police report against him. And she's in court with him right now. So really that makes me look at this whole relationship between Mariah Lynn and Rich Dollars like, really? Because she got in another serious relationship. Within this relationship was living with this dude, and then he beat her up. I don't know what type of dude would hit on a small little Mariah Lynn, but I do know that Mariah Lynn tends to have a mouth like she's one of the biggest, baddest mama jammas to walk the earth and to do it. And she's got to stop doing that. That does not benefit her. And I was glad to see K. Michelle took her to the side and gave her a talk like, look, all this little mouth you got, it doesn't work out for you. And hopefully Mariah Lynn realizes that all that mouth and, her believing everything everybody say, it really doesn't work out for her. Start looking at actions and start doing actions would be my advice to Mariah Lynn. So anyways, let's move on to Lyrica. I'm sorry, did we discuss Lyrica and A1? Yes, we did. K. Michelle and Dr. Sim, okay? Casting. It's hard for me with K. Michelle and her delusions. Okay, it's really hard for me with K. Michelle and her delusions, child. Okay, casting gives me the impression in this episode that he really don't want to be with K. Michelle. He really don't. I'm trying to figure out why it is that he's dragging this relationship. But he's dragging it. You know what I'm saying? He's not giving K. Michelle any of the answers that she needs at all. This girl mind is in limbo. He have her confused. And you know what they say about confusion? The devil is the author of confusion. Okay? And I feel like K. Michelle is in a state of confusion and delirium. And she's still in purgatory in her relationship. She's in an in-between space where she wondering, well, do he love me? Do he want me to be his baby mama? And the crying and I can't tell he loved me, and he do stuff that make me sad and all of that stuff. If he's doing stuff that makes you sad and not giving you the answers that you want, K. Michelle, those are red flags, sis. Those are huge red flags that you're failing to pay attention to. So K. Michelle and Caston, they get up and they do their raps. And K. Michelle's rap is like, y'all know she ghetto. K. Michelle's rap is like, you ain't gonna treat me like I got no weak, P word. I need a house, a ring, and some kids. So go and get your stuff right so we could slide, so I could ride. I'm not gonna keep complaining about all the stuff you ain't did. So clearly she has some things that she wants for him to fulfill, some fantasy that she wants for him to fulfill that he's not fulfilling. So it's making him already feel like he's not enough for her, like he's not stepping up and doing right by her. One thing, again, that happened during this episode that disturbed me is while they were doing the rap battle, K. Michelle, again, was belittling his raps. He came in feeling like he could rap. He like, yeah, most of y'all don't think a dentist could rap. She like, and you can't. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, why are you always putting this man down? K. Michelle is one of them people that thinks that just because she in a music industry that nobody else can rap or sing as good as her. And like, she's supposed to look at people crazy when they try to bust a note if they don't bust it right. Like, you know what I'm saying? If somebody that can't sing decide to sing a song, she got to be like judgy about it. Like, girl, if you don't let them people enjoy their life. I didn't like that she was like that towards Caston and him feeling like he can flow as a dentist. Right. Very condescending and talking down on him. You can't bust a flow. All of that stuff. I didn't think that was cool at all. I feel like As his woman, you're supposed to be lifting him up and telling him the things that are the best about himself and making him feel good about himself and his career path and the things that he's chosen to do with his life. But instead, K. Michelle is doing the very opposite of that. And she's always putting him down, talking to him crazy and telling him what he ain't doing right. And men don't respond to that. Like the way that men respond to you constantly putting them down and telling them what they're not doing is by not doing it. You already expect me not to do it. You have to be like, babe, I know you're going to take that trash out tonight, but can you take the one in the bathroom? You know what I'm saying? Set the expectation and use positive reinforcements instead of negative. I feel like K. Michelle could take a tick out of some, like maybe a preteen parenting class where they teach you how to use positive reinforcement versus using negative reinforcement to try to get a man to do what the hell you want him to do, because that's just not going to work. Okay, so she's constantly putting him down. Well, you ain't doing this, you make me sad, I don't like this, I don't like that. And I don't hear her saying anything great about this man. I don't hear anything coming from K. Michelle that lets me know, oh, that's why she want him to be her baby daddy. He treats her awesome. You know, she really in love with him. I don't see none of that. All I see is her complaining, saying what she want, putting out her fantasy, complaining, putting him down, complaining, and it's like, fuck. Like, oh my God, I could never be in a relationship with somebody like that. I don't know how he lasted that long with all the negativity, right, that she has around her is so annoying and it's just so off-putting. It's hard for me to even sit there and watch it. So anyway, Caston does his flow. And in his flow, he is basically saying that he doesn't meet her expectations, you know. And I think, and this is what I was just saying, by verbally, positively reinforcing what she's trying to get from him. That would be a different way to manage him and him meeting her expectations. But instead, she's beating him down and making him feel like, you know what, I can't do what you want me to do. And he's telling her, I can't meet your expectations. And instead of him saying afterwards, so maybe we shouldn't be together, he's just leaving it for her to say, but she's not saying it. It's like she holding on with all her might, like, no, I want you to meet them. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, damn, not cool. Not one bit. Oh, by the way, Rich Dollars was the only one who ate the habanero pepper. Mariah Lynn didn't have to eat hers because she, I guess, did the exercise right. So anyway, K. Michelle is holding on with all of her might. And it just, to me, it looks sad, it looks desperate, and it looks like you are judgmental. And she's so judgy in this relationship that I wouldn't be able to be around her. I'm being honest. I would never be able to be around her because not only is she judgy, but then she's also kind of like mean and put downy, like condescending for sure, and very just like beat a nigga soul down type of vibes. And I just can't get down with that, K. Michelle. I ain't gonna lie. I did see how soft she was in this relationship with him, and she tries to do things different, but I don't feel like this is gonna work out. They've been together for a long time, having not one thing changed since we first met him on K. Michelle's reality show. And I just don't see it working out. I just think that K. Michelle needs to find somebody that fits her a little bit more. And it's not Dr. Sim. I actually feel like he's a little bit too classy for her. And I feel like he's doing everything that he can to move on, and she's not seeing it. He's telling her he don't know if he want her to be his wife. He ain't married her yet. They ain't set no date. They ain't went on no clothes shopping, no dress shopping, no tuxedo shopping. He's not pressing her to go find no bridal dress. He's not getting his family together for engagement parties. They're not doing anything different. He's telling her he don't want to be her baby daddy. I don't want to have kids right now. I don't see it right now. He's telling her everything to let her know he's not the one for her, and she's just not catching the social cues that he's throwing out, and it's so sad. But anyway, exactly, it's been a very, very long time, and nothing has changed. So anyway, so they go into their rooms, and they they're resting with the rest of the couples after they do this rapping challenge. And when it's time to come out, K. Michelle has on this beautiful outfit. I mean, her outfit was banging. I can't lie. Her outfit stood out the most to me. The yellow with the shoulder pads. She looked very, very classy. She had on two chains, and one of them was like a real blinged out necklace, and the other one was a cute little diamond necklace. I mean, she looked beautiful, but her looks was only taking her so far because Caston still was disinterested in all of it. And one thing that I did notice is that Caston didn't have all that. She's not out here buying her man a watch, y'all. She's not out here buying her man a bling for show because he looked very much dumbed down, whereas she looked like, hyped up. He got on his computer, she got in the bed, and then eventually they came out and she just looked beautiful, whereas he still looked dumbed down. I was like, okay, bitch. Talk about wanting to show your man out. I get these vibes from her that she needs to be the best, the best singer in this area. I need to be the best dressed in my relationship. I look good, you don't, so you're little and you don't meet my expectations. You're not doing this, you're not doing that. Oh my God. I get those type of vibes off of her. Like, she don't mind coming out looking better dressed than her man instead of them both looking like a power couple. Like, I feel like K Michelle has this thing where it's like that you would never see her be a power couple with somebody because she's beating the soul out of these men, needing to feel like she got the upper hand over them in some type of way. And it's sad. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's off-putting. So anyway, they go and do the challenge, and they both end up having to eat their pepper. And so they're eating the pepper, and Caston just, when I say he ate that pepper and he just choked on it and it came out and flew out his mouth, child, I thought they was finna have to do the Heimlich maneuver on him. I said, what in the world is going on here? Not you showed that chili pepper spit out that man's mouth across that room and ding Dr. Ish right upside his damn head. I said, wow. Okay. And then K Michelle, oh, that's horrible. And she drank her little glass of milk. Girl, go ahead, drink that milk, because I don't know how much liquor they've been drinking in the house. And thank goodness we ain't been seeing no drunkards in the house, because Lord knows how that would have went. So after her and Casson sit down and have her talk, and he pretty much says again, once again, same stuff. He's not ready. He doesn't meet her expectations. She says, you're not trying to meet my expectations. Duh, K Michelle. Duh, what aren't you getting? Hello. He's waiting for you to break up with him so he doesn't have to do it. I think he has a little bit of cowardice in him where he's afraid to break up with K Michelle, but he's doing everything to make sure that she does, and it's just not working. Like, damn. Of course he's not trying to meet your expectations. He doesn't care to meet your expectations. You done beat the man down so much. What's there to damn expect? And why would she think that he would want to be her baby daddy and she talked to him like that? Like, I'm not finna have no fucking baby and be stuck with you. So you could be telling me what I don't do as a father and what I'm not doing as a husband. And you know what I'm saying? And I pay for this and I pay. I think him being an older man, I think he can see certain shit coming from a mile away. And I think he has the right idea. I do not think that K Michelle is the right person to have a child with mentally and verbally. I think that she's already beating him down before they even have kids. She's making him unsure if he wants to have kids with her by doing this shit, and she's still doing it. So it's a nasty circle that they're going through. And I just feel sorry for Caston sometimes. I really do. I'll be looking at him like, po thing. He trying his best to exit stage left, and her ass is just not letting it go down. Okay. So anyways, after they finish eating their sauces or whatever, sausages, she goes upstairs to talk to Mariah Lynn, and she tells Mariah Lynn that, you don't have to say these things out of your mouth. These are things that this man should know. You don't have to tell him you a bad bitch. So once again, I feel like she's giving advice where she needs to take her own advice. She's telling him Rich should already know that about you. And Caston should already know that about you, that you're worth being a baby mama, that you're worth being a wife and all that stuff. I mean, for God's sakes, they've been affianced for like what? Damn, too long. Too long. It's been like over 5 years. Like, seriously, it's been entirely too long, and it's just not okay to be affianced that long. If you don't get married within the first 2 years of you being fiancés, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get married. Those are statistics, man. I'm just saying this is statistical at this point. Okay. So she needs to take her own advice. I was like, I know she ain't trying to give Mariah Lynn advice and not even looking inward at all. It's a reason why y'all got 2 broken crowns in your room. I'm just saying. Okay, you're not being realistic with yourself, let alone to be telling somebody else what to do. But she was right about what she was saying. She just needed to take her own damn advice. So after that, Gangsta Boo comes up to K Michelle and she starts trying to engage with K Michelle. So apparently K Michelle and Gangsta Boo have been friends before because they both come out of Memphis. They're both in the industry, blah, blah, blah. A lot of these celebrities you will see, they know each other from childhood. They literally put each other on. It's like an elite club of friends and family, you know? So Gangsta Boo and K Michelle knew each other. And so Gangsta Boo walks up to K Michelle and she's trying to kind of like reconcile their relationship and figure out what happened there. Why aren't we, getting along? And she went into, you was talking shit about me to these girls that I introduced you to. And I believe that K Michelle 100% did that because that's the type of personality she has. She did the exact same thing to Mimi. But K Michelle's reaction towards Gangsta Boo was not what I expected. She talked to her for a very short while and then she actually started running from Gangsta Boo. And I thought that was very childish. Oh, that was so childish. When she could have just said, I don't think this is a topic I want to discuss right now. I'm very tired. I do, however, think that we can resume the topic at another time. Maybe not even on this platform because I'm here to work on what I'm here to work on with my man. And I want to focus on that. But I do think we should revisit this another time. Okay. That could have been as simple as that. For now, let's just be cordial in the house and then we'll talk about it when we leave from here. You know what I'm saying? But instead, K Michelle started running from Gangsta Boo. So she goes in her room. She's running in her heels and her damn her suit to the bathroom. Caston is trying to have her back like, oh, she in the bathroom. Because obviously he caught the social cue from her like, oh shit, she don't want to talk to old girl. So she starts running to the bathroom and then she comes out in this robe and she runs into A1 and Lyrica's room. Which, why did she do that? First of all, you know damn well that your relationship with A1 and Lyrica is on the fritz. Like, and why is it that you come into this house having beef with every fucking body? Like, what the hell, right? So anyway, she runs into A1, right, literally running. So she runs into A1 and Lyrica's room and she's talking about Gangsta Boo behind her back, basically. Gangsta Boo is still looking for her, so Gangsta Boo walks into A1 and Lyrica room, and Gangsta Boo is trying to fix it because she can see she irritated K Michelle, and she doesn't want to fight. She like, I saw you on TV, and your skin just looks so fresh, and you had this smooth skin, and I'm just very proud of you, and where your career has gone, and this and that and other. And K Michelle is like, okay, girl. Okay, well, I'm talking about these babies. So then she grabs A1 instead of Lyrica. She grabs A1 instead of Lyrica. See, this is where K Michelle started purposely trying to make Lyrica jealous, but she does shit underhandedly. I mean, you don't grab nobody's man and not the woman. That's out of bound, out of line. It's just completely out of it. And not only not to mention that also Dr. Sim had walked in the room. She could have simply grabbed him and said got into a deep discussion real fast. Let me grab my man and go back to my room. We'll talk later though. You know what I'm saying? She skipped over Lyrica, skipped over Dr. Sim, and grabbed A1 and took him into a separate room and closed them in the room together, which made Lyrica very upset. Like I said, y'all know Lyrica is insecure, and Lyrica was, no, 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 no. You know what I'm saying? By the end of the episode. And this is where shit's about to starting back up. She's about to wake it back up for herself and Lyrica for no reason, from trying to run from Gangsta Boo, from giving her compliments. The fact of the matter is that K Michelle is not a good friend. She was never a good friend to Gangsta Boo. And so that's why Gangsta Boo ran into them issues. I'm glad she was smart enough to let it the hell go and let K Michelle go on about her business, because it's not worth it. She's not like she's a friend worth having. She's not even a fiance worth having, clearly. So she beats her own man down. She needs to feel like she's better than everybody else. And that's what she did to Gangsta Boo. And it was very, very just off-putting. It just wasn't cool at all. So anyway, speaking of Gangsta Boo, her and Emmett, they did their raps. And I actually feel like their raps were very, very telling. First of all, Emmett is very, very talented when it comes to music. They met on tour. And so they have continued their kind of like Tory, like musical relationship. And I think that he's very, very interesting, of a white man. I think that he's very interesting, and I love the way his raps are. I love the fact that she doesn't try to be, different in front of him. She's still her regular gangster ghetto self. It seems like she's a lot more mature though of a woman than, like, let's say, K Michelle or Lyrical or Mariah. But she still has her, her ways about her. And I like Gangsta Boo for that. I'm not gonna lie. I appreciate the authenticity and the genuine personality that's coming out of her. So, anyways, so Gangsta Boo and Emmett, they do their raps, and Gangsta Boo talks about have your mama put some respect on my name. Y'all know the issues between Gangsta Boo and Emmett is that he doesn't have any boundaries. His parents, his mama, his brother, his sister, daddy, his cousins can call while they doing something intimate, and he'll answer the call, take the call, and be on the phone. Or his kids don't like her, so they'll cross boundaries and talk to her crazy or talk about her wrong. And one thing that K. Michelle said to Emmett is that he's supposed to be representing her and make her look in her best light. Again, K. Michelle needs to take her own advice towards her own man. But she was right about that. He is supposed to represent her to his family. And when you talk to people about your family, like Gangsta Boo said, it sticks. It's hard for them to unsee it once you put a negative once you put negativity out there about your partner, it's hard for your kids, your parents, and them to unsee it and think something different because you've already given them an impression of who this person is. So she said, tell your mama put some respect on my name, give me my time, be respectful, and make me feel heard as a black woman. Don't make me feel put down because you have this white family and I'm a black woman that you're dating. And also she's like, I didn't know I was dating a whole crew. I thought I was dating a older grown man. You know what I'm saying? And she had some very valid points there. One thing that I don't like is when people's families try to get overly involved in a relationship. Hell, well, go marry your mama, bitch, because that's what I'll be saying. Bye. You can go marry your sister then, if that's the case. If she got all the answers for your relationship to go right, please go marry her. Or give that bitch a counseling license so I can actually feel like listening, okay? So anyway, so Emmett did his rap, and in his rap, he was talking about how they argue over stupid little things, and that they've had so many arguments that he can't even count, that he just wants to get along and reset and go back to the way things used to be. I'm not mad at that at all. I actually felt like they both did a great job in expressing exactly what was going on in their relationship and exactly how they felt. And I thought that Emmett put his words together very well. Actually, his words were better put together than Gangsta Boo's. I thought he did much better than her in his rap than she did, and I thought that he got his point across very nicely. I can tell this is a genuine relationship. They have genuine feelings for each other, but they're going through it and they're trying to figure out exactly how to get along. I do wish them both peace, and that's for real because they seem like very good people together, seriously. So anyways, as the groups go back to their room, Emmett and Gangsta Boo are the only ones that's really following the criteria of the show and being, there for the community. So they stay out. They seem the most sane and real, right? So they stay out and they're like waiting for other people to, come join them after the exercise. But of course, like I told you guys, everybody is asleep, knocked out. They on the phone, on their computers. So they like, well, guess it's time to go lay it down because like nobody's doing anything. Now, Dr. Ish and Dr. Toiler, I'm sorry, Judge Dr. Ish and the judge got very, very upset. They got very irritated at the fact that the couples weren't doing anything because it takes away from the content. And it takes away from the context and the reason of why they're there. But these couples are feeling overworked at this point. They literally feel tired. And so Gangsta Boo and Emmett went to go lay down. By the time they got back up, they had on these really cheeky outfits. They looked really good. They seemed up and ready for the exercise. And again, they discussed their resentment and some things that they felt like they needed to get off their chest in regards to his kids and their family. Now, her family is fine with him. It's his family that's giving pushback. And I think it's 100% because she's a black woman, and that's what's making her feel so unheard in her relationship. And then he's catering to it as if she doesn't matter and their time doesn't matter when they're together. And it's causing them to have these little stupid arguments that really I don't want to see them have. I actually would like to see that couple make it. I think that they match, they go together really well. And I like that couple, seriously. So they eat their peppers, and all is well until Gangsta Boo decides that she wants to go talk to K Michelle. Now I feel like Emmett should have maybe reeled her in, pulled her in at that moment, especially when they were seeing that K Michelle just wasn't having it, and left Gangsta Boo looking like a fool. But I gotta commend Gangsta Boo for being very persistent and trying her best to be a grown woman and fix this relationship with K Michelle, even though I don't feel like it was going to work out based on K Michelle's childishness. I do and can see that Gangsta Boo was trying to handle it like a real woman. And unfortunately, she's dealing with a woman child and somebody that feels the need to feel better than somebody. So she's better than Gangsta Boo. Gangsta Boo's weird, okay? In K Michelle's eyes. Ain't nothing weird about that woman, but the fact that she even think that you are capable of being somebody's friend. That's the only thing weird about her. I'm glad that Gangsta Boo confronted K Michelle about talking about her. And it's sad to see that K Michelle felt so guilty that she didn't even want to talk about it. Now the judge came out there, and again, I feel like she got herself a little bit too emotionally involved. She's like, I want to like all y'all at the end of this. But right now, you guys are nowhere near close. Like, I'm sorry, bitch. Do I know you to feel like I care if you like me or not? No. So anyway, so the judge came out there talking her stuff, honey. And she basically let the couples know that the way that they were moving in the house, laying around and not really taking things seriously and not putting their best foot forward, that it's a waste of her time. She's going to get paid anyway, but she does not like to waste her time. She actually wants to feel like she's working for a reason, because she enjoys what she does outside of just the pay. And I respected that. I respected Judge Lynn for that statement. I do think that the couples need to get up and create more content for us. Get up. We don't want to watch you laying in your bed. She's absolutely right. Get up so that the viewers can have something to view. Don't give us one scene and then feel like, okay, well, we did our thing. We can go to bed for the day. No, because y'all don't know how they going to edit this show down. We need y'all to get the hell up and get the hell to it. Okay, you signed up for a 10-day show. I want you on your feet for all 10 days, honey, okay? I don't want to see another scene of a couple sleeping in a bed unless they're getting into some type of fight or an argument or freaky time in the bed. And by the way, y'all know that puppet show, that puppet exercise gonna come up where they have to show us how they do it. Child, I am most interested to see this, okay? I am most interested to see the puppet episode, okay? I want to know how Emmett and Gangsta Boo get down. Yes, I do. I also want to know what type of moves does K Michelle have since she got advice for everybody else and how they going to run their relationship. And then on top of that, Mariah Lynn and Rich Dollars. Oh, bitch, I cannot wait to see this. I think that's going to be a good episode. I'm just waiting on that one. But anyways, guys, let me know what y'all thought about this episode. How do you feel about Emmett and Gangsta Boo's relationship? Do you feel like it'll last based on her complaints of not being heard as a black woman and not being respected by his family? Do you think that relationships can last when the families are at odds at all? I don't, personally. I feel like if your family is trying to create tension in your relationship, there's going to be a huge issue unless you are willing to ignore and turn away from your own family. I feel like that's going to be a problem. Also with Lyrica and A1, do you guys see them making up? I do not at all see them being a couple at all. I don't see them at all fixing this at all. I think that they are just co-parents, and it's sad to see a wife turn into a baby mama. But I really feel like we're looking at a train wreck happen when we look at A1 and Lyrica, and I just don't feel like it's going to work. Also, I don't feel like it's going to work between Cast and K Michelle, but I feel like Caston is the type of man that can be persuaded by K. Michelle's actions. Hopefully, she can get it together and stop putting that man down and let him know that he is meeting her expectations by just being her man and being there with her. You know, he has to be enough. It can't just be Caston sperm that I want. It has to be Caston is enough for me, but I would like to see us raise a family together. And I think that K. Michelle have that shit real confused. And it's kind of very off-putting. And then Mariah Lynn and Rich Dollars, we not even finna go there. Like, they're not gonna make it. And I'm not finna dwell and dwiddle in that travesty of a fake TV relationship. And that's period. But all right, guys, thank you so much for joining me for this review, season 17, episode 2 of Marriage Boot Camp. See you on the next one. Peace and love.